So guys, in the previous video we have seen I2C scanner, right? Where we have interfaced the NodeMCU to a unknown I2C device and found out the address. So here what we'll do is we will try to interface the NodeMCU to Arduino Uno over I2C interface. So we will have NodeMCU as the master and then Arduino Uno as the slave. As you can see here, these are the same pins. D1 and D2 are SD and SCL respectively, and they are connected to A4, which is SDA on the Arduino Uno, and A5, which is SCL on Arduino Uno. So it's just a direct interface between these two. Let us see the code and see the output. So we have talked about the interfacing, right? Now let us see the code, how it works. So this is the Arduino Uno. Okay. So what we are doing is we are assigning an address of 10 here. So if NodeMCU wants to talk, it has to talk at address 10, and then we are registering two events. One is on receive, on request. So on receive and on request actually are depending on the data that is received from the master. So based on the request, we will be either moving to on receive or on request event, and then the serial port begin, which we have been talking. And these are actually the events, right? So we no need to run them in the loop. So what we are doing is first one is receive event. So when we receive a count, and once the master sends something, okay, so we will have a receive event, and we also know how many bytes we'll be receiving. And as long as the data is available on the I2C, we will read byte by byte and we are going to print it. So this is receive event. And the request event is like we are going to send the data to the NodeMCU. Okay, so that is on the Arduino Uno side. Now, if we come to the NodeMCU side, okay, so you can see here you have begun the serial port, and then you have the I2C pins assigned D1 and D2, and we are saying talk to the slave at address 10, which is the 10 which is assigned, and then we are going to write. So this write is going to invoke a receive request at the Arduino, and it is going to receive the bytes, and it is going to insert byte by byte data on the serial port. So this we should see on the Arduino output, and then we are going to end it. Now we are also going to invoke request from where we are going to receive the data. And this request we know, we have seen, right, sending to NodeMCU from way to know the request which we request which is initiated from the Arduino Uno, and that we are going to receive here. And once we say that we are having some data on the I2C, we are going to receive it as long as the data is available byte by byte, and we are going to print. So if you see here, what we are going to do is we are going to send some data from NodeMCU, we are going to send some data from Arduino Uno, and there is exchange of data. One is request data, and the other one is an event that is going to happen once the data is automatically written. So let us look at the outputs of this. So let us enable serial monitor here. Okay, what we have done is in the NodeMCU we have enabled serial monitor, and we have enabled serial monitor in the Arduino Uno. You can see here Arduino Uno is getting the data from NodeMCU. So there is a receive event which has got invoked, and we are reading byte by byte, and we are going to display here. Now request event from this is going to also go to the node MCU, and if you see here, we actually have the request from, and see, we are actually having 100 bytes mentioned here, but the data coming from node MCU is sorry, from Arduino Uno is not 100 bytes, so you see the gen data that is filled. So if you know the exact size of communication between these two, you can have the exact size mentioned here. Okay, it is always better we have a good size, and anything beyond a certain, like example, send some new line character or something which we have seen in the previous communication, right? And once you receive that new line character, get out of the request form. Okay, so this is how the I2C communication is happening. Very simple thing, right? Interfacing wise, it's very simple, and using the wire library, this made it so simple that you just need to plug in two devices, start talking to them. You need not worry about the backend things, unless you want to have some drastic changes. And so for beginners who are entering into it, it's very easy to grasp and understand this. And as we mentioned, we are talking again, NodeMCU is the master, and Arduino Uno is the slave. NodeMCU is going to initiate the write. Arduino Uno is going to receive that, and Arduino Uno is going to again initiate a data, and NodeMCU is taking that in the request from. So a to and fro communication using I2C, a good demonstration to understand the communication between them. Thank you.